What it do with the business is, you already know it is the big boss dog. Boss dog can't poke through the door. Hit a touch this box before I get my soliloquy. Let me tell talks don't last. Good people do know yourself. Cut him in the fight line, maybe you matter. Peak game, 84s on West Wing. We clutched up. You know what we're talking about. Jaron Boots Ennis may have an issue. He's now elevated to the super champion within the WBA division at 147 pounds. And they are now making Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero for a title. And it'll be the WBA 147 regular champion. So, I don't know if I said that right, but y'all know what I mean. So what that means is probably Boots will most likely have to fight the winner of that fight. Now, Boots is scheduled to negotiate. He has 120 days to basically negotiate. I can't even say the dude's name, but something with a G. And I don't want to butcher it, but he has to negotiate a fight with him. So I'm guessing Boots gonna take care of that because that's his mandatory. Boots wants to become undisputed, 147 pounds. So I think Boots gonna try to take care of that, get that fight out the way, hopefully beat this guy, and then go on to the next. Now, this particular fighter that he's supposed to negotiate with is 17-0. I believe he's a silver medalist for his country. So, you know, it could be a tough fight. You know, those European fighters are tricky fighters. But I think Boots will still get his hand raised. I still think Boots can beat him. But it poses another issue as it pertains to the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. Because let's say Ryan Garcia beats Rolly Romero, right? Ryan Garcia is slated to rematch Devin Haney, right? Immediately after this matchup. So if Ryan Garcia beats Rolly Romero and becomes the WBA champion, regular champion at 147 pounds, what that does is that will make Ryan Garcia have to fight Jaron Boots Ennis, which I think is a very lucrative fight for Jaron Boots Ennis. You know, that's a fight where a lot of money is on the line, and I think that Boots will take that fight because of the concept of making a lot of money. Ryan got a big fan base, and if Boots is able to, you know, beat Ryan Garcia, you know, he'll be able to basically gain more fans. You know, when there's more fans, there's more money, right? That's just real talk. And it, you know, look what it did for Tank. Tank beat Ryan, and, you know, Tank was already a pretty popular fighter. Tank beats Ryan, and then boom, he takes off a little more. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely could be good for Boots. Now, if Rolly spoils, you know, the situation and beats Ryan, it could be Boots versus Rolly, which I think, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's easy work. No disrespect to Rolly, I just think stylistically Boots will pick him apart. You know what I'm saying? I just think stylistically, you know, it's just a matchup nightmare. Rolly got power, you know, that's the only thing he'll be coming with, pause. But like I told you before, Boots are, yeah, just stylistically, you know what I'm saying? Boots will dance around him. Dude, there'll be another Roman Villa performance if Boots had to fight Rolly Romero. But it's just a lot of trouble in paradise, you know what I'm saying? Because it'll ruin a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Turkey Sheik also wants Jaron Boots Ennis to fight Teofimo Lopez, you know? So it's just a lot of what ifs as it pertains to this situation. But what I think was good for boxing is they need to get rid of all these dang belts. Okay, I don't know how mysteriously you come up with a belt for two guys who ain't fought at the weight class, you know what I mean? And they mysteriously can get a championship. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't see the point in this particular, you know, matchup. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes ain't fought at 147 before. You know, they ain't proved nothing at 147. Rolly is, you know, coming off a shaky win. It's just a lot of shakiness coming on. Ryan coming off a, you know, suspension. So a year layoff and suspension. It's just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how you put the belt on the line. You know, I say get a belt to some guys who earned it. I'm all about earning things. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, just giving them a belt, you know, just to make Ryan a champion or Rolly a champion at 147 is crazy. You know what I mean? But I would say this, Ryan going into 147, hell, even Devin going to 147, kind of get the division popping again. So, you know, if Ryan is able to, you know, get that belt, you know, he'll be arguably the cash cow at 147. So that may make Boots want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see. You know what I'm saying? Because right now 147 is kind of dead. I ain't gonna lie to you. So we'll see how this goes. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of that drama. Boss go.